Laziness is the symptom, not the actual disease that you have to deal with. When you're dealing with laziness, it's not the fact that you're just a lazy human being who doesn't have any drive and this is just the way that you are and are always going to be. In fact, it's actually much more complicated and complex than that. But of course, it's easier to write it off as laziness because that's a solution. You can shove it off, label it, and say, that's it, I'm done. That's just the kind of person I am. Never grow, never change, and never actually improve. If you want to get rid of laziness, what I want you to look at is your goals. What are your goals? What are you actually trying to accomplish with your life? Most people that are so-called lazy people don't even have goals. How could you call yourself lazy when you don't even have a target? You don't even know what you're trying to aim for, and then you're complaining that you're not hitting it. I mean, it's so crazy. It's a paradox. You can't win because you don't have a goal. You have nothing to work towards. You just have something that you're doing because you feel like you have to, more than likely. And it's putting you in this situation where you feel guilty. And you're perpetuating the loop by calling yourself lazy and saying that, hey, that's just the way that I am and I will never change. I guess I'm just lazy. I just sit around and do nothing all day. When in fact, the reason that you sit there and do nothing is because there's nothing to do. There's no target, no goal. You have to get very, very specific here. You have to start to set some real targets, some goals for this year, right? The new year is coming up. Set some goals for it. And then follow through by actually implementing on a week by week, month by month, and day-by-day basis of what you're actually going to do. Like, what's the game plan here? Most people don't have a game plan. Do you have a game plan? If you're calling yourself lazy, or if you think you're lazy, if you've ever felt lazy, it's probably insufficient motivation, no drive, no passion, no real goal, and of course you start slumbering around. Maybe you have some goals, but you're still feeling lazy. Maybe the goals aren't big enough. Maybe you're not thinking massive, big, juicy future and vision that gets you excited, that makes you want to get up early, stay late, work really hard. Maybe you're thinking tiny little job, settle for the average income, hopefully, make it through till you're 60, finally retire, and then live the good life. That's not very exciting. I wouldn't get up early in the morning for that, definitely not 5 a.m. So think about what would get you up. Think about what would get you going. That's really the secret here. It's so stupidly simple, but most people will remain lazy because they think that's something that they are. It's not something that you are. It's a symptom of a deeper disease called no purpose, no passion, no vision, no goals. I want you to figure out the real problem, not try to pretend like there's this laziness trait that you have, as if that's just a part of being you, and it's not. Laziness is something that we call ourselves. It's an excuse. It's a convenient label to put on it, to say that, hey, I'm just a lazy guy. Well, I just sit around, I don't do anything, I guess I'm just lazy. And everybody calls you lazy, so they're just reinforcing that belief. And then that's the identity that you develop. Because your ego will build around whatever it has. Whatever you give it, your ego will grab and say, okay, well, that's me now. And the more you do it, and the more you keep reinforcing that belief, the more you're going to continue the behavior. If you want some different results, you gotta start taking some different actions. And you have got to change your beliefs, first of all. See, the reason that your thoughts determine your life is not because if you think about being rich and wealthy that's gonna come to you. It's because if you have a positive, well thought out chain of thoughts, if you have something that's empowering you, if you have the kind of thinking that leads you towards your goals, you are going to be successful. But again, it's because your thinking is making you take action. It's not because you're thinking. So sitting there and thinking that, oh yeah, I'm gonna stop being lazy is not going to do anything. You have to use the right kind of thinking, and that's not the right kind of thinking. That's just saying that you're not going to be something, which leads to more of it. When you put your attention on it, you just get more. So stop trying to stop to be lazy. That is not the objective here. You don't try to stop to be lazy because that just makes you more lazy and you keep perpetuating it. The way that you solve it is you go, okay, well, how would I have to feel? How would I have to think? And how would I have to approach it if I was to be a productive, happy, fulfilled human being? What does that look like? Because I know that you know what happiness and joy and passion looks like. You've seen it in other people. You've probably seen it in yourself at some point in your life, even if you're lazy right now. But the moment that you say, hey, here's what that would look like for me. Here's what passion would look like for me. Here's what happiness and joy and fulfillment. Here's what a big goal that motivates me would be like for me. And just give yourself some examples. And then start looking for what's really calling your name, right? Because there's something that's like, if I could get that, I would be extremely happy, fulfilled, just in complete bliss. And that's the one you want to start going after. That's gonna get you up. That's gonna get you moving. That's gonna fire you up again. But laziness is gonna keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back, and you'll be lazy for the rest of your life if you don't have a future, if you don't have a vision, if you don't have a goal, if you haven't figured out the real disease of no purpose, of being really unhappy, of not having any direction in your life. Then yes, you will keep seeing the symptom of laziness.